Good morning dear students, welcome once again. This time we are going to discuss class 8 history, chapter number 6, weavers, iron smelters and factory owners. This is the name of the chapter, right? So weavers, those people who weave clothes, right? Iron smelters, blacksmiths who used to make iron products, iron articles, right? Factory owners, those people who have the factories and they make employees to work over there, factory owners, right? So we are going to learn about the condition of different types of weaving cloth or the condition of weavers, iron smelters and factory owners. Okay, yes. Now let's begin our chapter. Here starts the history. Indian textiles and world market. Under this heading we are going to learn about the condition of the textiles, okay, Indian textile, and what was the relation of world market with them. So it's a story which starts about in the 18th century, that means around 1750. Okay, around this period, around the period of 1750s, India was the largest producer of cotton textiles. So India was known to be the highest producer of cotton, you can say, and they are largest producer of cotton textiles. Cotton textiles, where cotton is used for weaving clothes or making the clothes of cotton, right? So India was the largest producer of cotton textiles. Okay. Moreover, they were renowned. Renowned means famous. They were famous. They were known for fine quality and craftsmanship. Craftsmanship means person who is skilled in some form of art. Okay, so they were renowned, they were famous, they were known for fine quality and craftsmanship. Our country is known as the producer of fine quality and craftsmanship. Our country is considered as, is known for producing fine quality as well as craftsmanship. Okay. Now in next heading, words tell us histories. It's the word that tell about the history of the thing. How come? Here are certain examples. The words tells us about the history of the material, history of the thing. Okay, European traders, European businessmen, European entrepreneurs, European traders found fine cotton cloth from India carried by Arab merchants in Mosul. So earlier what happened, the European traders found fine cotton cloth from India were carried by Arab merchants in Mosul. Where is Mosul? Mosul is in Iraq. Present day, in the present context, this place Mosul is in Iraq. Okay, that's why it's written present day Iraq. So this is the place where Arab merchants used to take our Indian cotton and take it and carried it to this place, Mosul. Okay, they started referring finely woven textiles as muslin. Now because these Arab merchants take these cotton clothes to Mosul, where they are made into fine textile, fine clothes. That cloth which is woven from this cotton, okay, that is known as muslin. Okay, so see, muslin clothes if you go to the market and if you say a shopkeeper muslin cloth, I want muslin cloth, he is going to show you. So it's the word that tells about the history, because this cloth has been taken from Mosul, that's why the name is muslin. Clear? Yes. Now another example, chint. It is derived from Hindi word chint. Yes. So the word chint, it is derived from Hindi word chint. This is also a kind of cloth. How come? A cloth with small and colorful flowery designs. So a cloth, okay, which is made with colorful flowery design, moreover it is small, bright, colorful, flowery design clothes are known as chints. Okay, the cloth having small and colorful flowery designs are called chints. Let's see the picture. See, it's a beautiful diagram, it's a beautiful picture of chint's cloth, small flowery design clothes known as chints, which is taken from Hindi word chint, right? It seems as somebody has put some chint over there, right? Yes, cheetah. In Hindi it is known as chint, right? So see a beautiful pattern, beautiful diagram of chint's cloth. Small flowery design clothes, okay, known as chints. Now another example, the word bandana, bandhana, derived from word bandhana. See, this word bandana, bandana means scarf, which lady used to put on their head, right? So the word bandana derived from which word? Bandhana refers to brightly colored printed scarf, brightly colored printed scarf for neck or head. Okay, you can find this bandana, okay, in the shop also these days. So this is bandana, derived from word bandhana, refers to, means brightly colored printed scarf for neck or head. Correct? Yes, that is the thing. So the word bandana is a type of cloth which is derived from word bandhana, okay, and this type of cloth is usually a bright colored printed scarf used by the ladies, by the women on the neck or head, right? Yes, bandana, that is a scarf, right? Yes. So in this way we come to know that word tells about the history. This word bandana, this cloth bandana, came from Hindi word bandhana. Okay, that means it might have developed in India only. It is a brightly colored printed scarf for neck or head, right? So the word tells us about the history of the things. Another heading is who were weavers. From the very beginning you are learning weavers, one who weave the clothes, right? So who were weavers? They belong to a community specialized in weaving. So who were weavers? Weavers are a class of people, a community of people specialized in weaving the cloth. So the person specialized in weaving, the community specialized in weaving are called weavers. Okay, weavers, one who weaves the cloth. So the community specialized in weaving is our weavers. Example, Tanti weavers of Bengal. Okay, Tanti, the things made of tant, right? It is a quality of a cloth. Those who used to weave tants, they were Tanti weavers. They were found mainly in Bengal. Julahas of North India, especially of UP and Delhi. Okay, Julahas of North India. So these are the examples of weavers, right? Yes. Now, another heading is decline, falling down. Decline means falling down. Decline of Indian textile. Though we have learned that Indian textiles were in big demand and they produced good craftsmen and fine quality, then why there was a decline or falling of Indian textile? This is the question. Okay, why the Indian textile got declined? By reading this stanza, we will come to know that why there was a decline of Indian textile. The development of cotton industries in Britain affected textile producers in India. So the first reason for the decline of Indian textile was many cotton industries got established, got implemented. Where? In Britain. Okay. So in Britain, because there was a development of cotton industries, that's why now our goods, our products were not being taken by the foreigners. Okay, they started buying the things from their own market, from the British market. Okay, cotton industries got developed over there in Britain. That's why it affected the textile producers in India. Because earlier, previously, all the cotton textile, all the cotton that were produced in cotton textiles, they were being purchased by foreigners, they were being purchased by Britishers. But when there was a development of cotton industries in Britain, it started affecting the cotton producers or the textile producers in India. Moreover, Indian textile had to compete with British textile. British textiles were very developed. Suppose in our textile, if we weave 10 clothes in a day, Britain textile industry produce 50 clothes in a day. So obviously there was a competition. Because of that, Indian textile had to compete, had to make a competition with the British textile, which was not an easy thing to do, which was not an easier thing to do. Exporting textile to England, become difficult as high duty is imposed on Indian textile. So this is the reason why our Indian textile declined, because when we export our goods to England, they used to impose high duty. They started imposing high duty. Duty means tax, revenue. Okay. So whenever we export our products to England, they started taking large amount of tax, okay, on Indian goods, on Indian textile. That's why our Indian textile got declined, fall down during that era. Clear? Yes, because of these reasons. First one is many cotton industries developed in Britain. Another reason, Indian textile had to compete with British textile. Third reason, Indian textiles when exported to England, they have to pay a huge duty, huge tax over that material. That's why, because of these reasons, there was a Now cotton mills come up. Slowly and certainly cotton mills come up. The first cotton mill set up in India as spinning mill in Bombay in 1854. So the first cotton mill set up in Bombay in the year 1854. From 19th century, Bombay had grown as important port for export of raw cotton from India to England and China. So from 19th century, from 1801, from 1800 to 1899, or we can say from 19th century, Bombay had grown as important port. Bombay started acting as an important port for export of raw cotton from India to England and China. That means if we want to export cotton to England and to China, this is the only port for us, Bombay port. Okay? By 1900, over 84 mills got started up. 84 mills, it's not a small number. About 84 mills got started by 1900. The first mill in Ahmedabad started in 1861. First cotton mill started in Bombay in 1854 and first mill in Ahmedabad, Gujarat started in 1861. Right? Yes. During the First World War, textile imports from Britain declined and Indian factories were called upon to produce clothes for military supplies. So, the First World War broke out in the year 1914. Okay, so as soon as 1914 started up, as soon as the First World War got started up, the Britain were engaged in war. Because of that, their textile imports, all the textile that they were producing got affected, and when they got affected, Indian factories were called upon to produce the clothes for military supplies, for producing clothes to the military people. The Britain turned towards the Indian textile. Okay, Britain as well as other countries also, because other countries were involved with war. Now there is also a heading, sword of Tipu and Wood's steel. This is the type of steel, Wood's steel. And everybody knows about the sword of Tipu Sultan, isn't it? Sword of Tipu Sultan, right? Tipu Sultan had sword. Okay, in Hindi it is known as talwar, right? So Tipu Sultan had sword made up of special type of high carbon steel called woods. So if somebody asks you what do you mean by the term woods steel, you can say Tipu Sultan's sword was made with woods steel. It is a special type of high carbon steel. That means during the production or during the making of such type of steel, carbon content is used in high amount, or you can say high carbon steel is called woods steel. So during the making of woods steel, there is a higher content of carbon. Woods steel produces a sharp edge. That's why his sword was very famous. It used to kill 10 people at a time. It was such a heavier sword and it has such a quality. It has very sharp edges. None of the sword is having such a sharp edge. That's why we always salute the craftsmanship of India who has produced such sword. Okay? Yes. So Tipu Sultan had sword made up of special type of carbon, special type of high carbon called woods. Okay? So this is the story of wood's steel. It produces a sharp edge. Okay. Now iron and steel factories come up in India. Regarding the factory owners, in year 1904, Charles Weld. Okay, remember the name of these two persons, Charles Weld and Dorabji Tata. They searched, they explored and found one of the finest iron ore in world. So when Dorabji Tata and Charles Weld explored or searched, okay, they found one of the finest iron ore in the world. They found out, they got a very fine iron ore. After few years later, a large area of forest cleared along banks of river Suvarnarekha. Okay, so they found the finest iron ore where? In this area near about to river Suvarnarekha, to set up factory and industrial township Jamshedpur. The town in Jharkhand which we now know as Jharkhand, or the town which we now know as Jamshedpur, okay, is this city only. Okay, so they have found out the finest ore over here only in Jharkhand, in Jamshedpur. That's why they made this area of forest get cleared up and made a, yes, mine over there for extraction of that iron ore. Okay, and river Suvarnarekha, this is the river which flows nearby to the town of Jamshedpur, very famous town. And Dorabji Tata, who has started establishing TISCO, right? Tata Iron and Steel Company. Okay, so TISCO has set up by Dorabji Tata and Jamshedji Tata. So this was the story. The Tata Iron and Steel Company, TISCO, came up, began producing steel in 1912. So Dorabji Tata and Charles Weld, as soon as they found the finest iron ore, they cleared up the area around there near the river Suvarnarekha, set up the factory over there. Okay, and it has got its name industrial because it was industrial township. That place was Jamshedpur. Okay, the TISCO came up, began producing steel in the year 1912. Now in 1914, when the First World War broke out, when First World War broke, imports of British steel declined. Earlier, British used to give their steel, but when the First World War broke out, their import got declined, fall down, and Indian Railways turned to TISCO for supply of rails. And that's why Indian Railway now looked for TISCO. They turned up towards TISCO. They start asking the iron for making up of railway tracks of India. Okay, so they asked iron ore, or they asked iron from TISCO. That's why this company flourished and this company became a brand. Okay, so this was the company which provided the iron for the rails, because at that time our railway department, or you can say the railway government, were making the Indian railways or making the British Indian railways, right? Yes. Over time, with the passage of time, TISCO became biggest steel industry within British Empire. So over the time, by the passage of time, TISCO became biggest steel industry. Okay, this is the story of this chapter, right? Now note down your homework. How words tell us about histories. How words poets tell us about histories. And another question is, who were weavers? Who were weavers? You have to write. Right? Yes. In the next class, I am going to continue with the question answers. Okay? So, till I am going to come for the next time. Keep studying, keep learning. Have a nice day. Have a wonderful day.